everyone, welcome to my channel Fresh Fix with Wee Dad. Today I will be sharing with you the recipe of one dough that you can use in making not one or two or three but 4 different types of bread that can be served for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and even for a snack. But before jumping into the video, if you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't miss any of my new videos. Okay, so I'm gonna start with 3 cups of milk, and I'm gonna add 3 spoons of dry yeast and 1 spoon of sugar, and then 3 eggs. So I'm making a large quantity, but like if you want just a little, it will be 1 cup of milk with 1 tablespoon of yeast and 1/3 tablespoon of sugar and 1 egg. So I'm gonna mix these together, making sure to pop those yolks. After that, I'm gonna add 1 cup of olive oil. You can add olive oil or vegetable oil or half butter, half oil. It's up to you. So if you started with 1 cup of milk, you will need 1/3 cup of oil. And then I'm gonna add the flour. And if you started with 1 cup of milk, you'll need 3 cups of flour. For me, since I tripled, so I'm gonna need 9 cups of flour. So I'm not gonna add all the flour. I'm gonna start with those and add some salt. The salt is dependent on your liking, but I usually don't add a lot of salt, so you can add like 1 teaspoon of salt if you started with 1 cup. And then I'm just gonna try to mix it and see if it needs more flour. But usually if I started with 1 cup of milk, dependent on the flour, usually I do use like 3 cups. So today I'm making more than just 1 cup of milk, because I'm gonna make a large quantity for the kids and for my husband to take with them to work or to school. And then I will freeze the rest, and whenever you need it, you just take it out of the freezer in the morning, let it rest, and then pop it in the oven like at 350. It will be perfect. It will go back as if you just made it. And you can also mix using a mixer, but like for the first step for me, I usually mix by hand and then I will move it to the mixer. for this flour, I only used 8.5 cups instead of 9. So I'm gonna pop this in the mixer to work it better than my hands, and I will be back. And this is our dough. So I'm just gonna wrap it with a plastic bag and let it rest. It depends on the weather, but it's probably like between 40 minutes to an hour. And I'll be back. While waiting for the dough to double in size, I'm gonna start making the stuffing for the bread. It'll be chicken and beef. So I have some grilled steak, some leftover, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a sauce with that. But if you have like beef or chicken, if you have cooked or baked or whatever, you can just cut it into small pieces as long as it has a little bit of sauce. Like, I don't like it to be just dry like that. So I'm gonna add some onions, and you can add green onions, red onions, white onions. Just I have it already cut and frozen. Once the meat and the onions change color, add 1 diced tomato. You can also use ground beef if you like. Add about 1/3 of a cup of water. 1 tablespoon of teriyaki sauce. I'm not adding any spices to the beef since it's already cooked and seasoned. So the beef is ready. It barely has any sauce, which is perfect. Okay, so the dough doubled in size after 45 minutes actually. So I'll punch it down to get the air out, and I'm gonna start shaping it. So before starting to stuff the bread, I prepared some oregano, some sesame seed, some black seed, Nutella. This is 1 egg with 4 tablespoons of milk beaten. This is some black tea, like you can use one of those bags. And then I have my meat is ready, and then for the cheese I mixed cheddar and mozzarella. You could use any type of cheese, and I also did the same with some chicken in here instead, because I'm gonna use some to stuff it with the steak, and some I will use the chicken. So I'm gonna make some will be sweet, so that will be sweet. Some will be with chicken, and some will be with beef. The first shape will be for beef with cheese. So you flatten the bread, you add the beef, and then add your cheese, and you close it and shape it as like a baguette. Place the bread in a greased pan, cover it with a towel, and let it rest for at least 10 minutes. The one that I had, it was the beef one. After 10 minutes, grab a sharp knife or a razor blade and make a few cuts on the top. Next, brush it with a mix of beaten egg and milk, and don't forget to sprinkle some black seeds for the extra flavor. Then place your bread into a preheated oven at 425 degrees Fahrenheit. The second shape will be round bread, and it will be stuffed with chicken. Make sure that the layer of the bread, when you flatten it, is really thin. Once you add the cheese to the chicken and you close it, make sure it's a round circle. We'll do the same thing as with the beef. Let it rest for 10 minutes after covering it, and then before you put it in the oven, we'll sprinkle some oregano instead of black seeds, and then pop it in the oven. I'm also making some of the chicken bread shaped as a baguette, but without adding anything to the top. No black seeds or oregano. The next one will be stuffed with Nutella. We'll start by creating a thin oval, spread some Nutella, and then close it as shown on the video. For this shape, we'll be braiding the bread just like you braid the hair. So for the ones with Nutella, I'm gonna brush them with the eggs and milk. And then on the top, I'm gonna add sesame. And then on the top, I'm gonna add sesame. Okay, so for the braided one, I'm gonna add some of this mixture, which is the eggs with the milk. But I'm also going to add some honey.
And this is optional, so like you can just keep it plain, but I like it with honey. And then drizzle some sesame seeds. And these are the ones with beef. The smell is divine. These are the chicken ones.
And these are the ones with Nutella and the plain one with honey.
And the bread is so soft.
Our recipe is done today. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. Subscribe to my channel for more tips and recipes and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of my upcoming videos. And until next time, happy cooking!